Hello, good evening to all. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for joining me. Today is Friday, TGIF, October the 1st, and I'm your host, Naresh. I call this session What's Up with Gold. And today we are going to go through something different. And all this while, what I typically do is that I will talk about some important aspect or important information regarding gold savings program that we have in public gold. So I thought today, why don't I just show the actual website and let's explore the website. Okay, so we will explore the website together. But of course, before we do that, I just want to again put everybody into the context to make sure everybody understands why we are doing this. Right? We are not doing this for fun. We are doing this because there is a fundamental reason behind this. Right? So I just read some news saying that in the US, the debt ceiling is something that the government is going to revise. Okay, meaning the debt ceiling is become so high, they have so much debt, all right, and they are worried that the debt would be the reason why the market will crash, right? So if I can put it into another perspective, let's see if you have a credit card. You have a credit card, and then every month what you do, let's say your credit card limit is $2,000, okay, but then every month you spend about $200, okay, and then instead of paying the $200 every month, you only make the minimum payment. Okay, I think typically minimum payment is $50 like that, right? So you just continue making the $50 minimum payment. So the balance 150 is something that you have to pay interest. Okay, so if you keep doing this month after month, so every month you spend 200 using your credit card, but then you only pay the minimum payment. So as you keep this ball rolling, the interest will be piling up. Okay, as the interest keep piling up, you have to pay more now. You have to pay more, and then at one point the bank will start calling you and asking, hey Naresh, you borrowed, your credit card limit is $2,000, but then you spend and the current amount that you need to pay, including the interest and everything, is about $3,500, right? So if that is the case, what do you think will happen to you? I mean, to me, like, because I'm the banker called me, right? So what do you think will happen to me? They will actually block my card, and they will make me to pay before I can continue using my card. Correct? But now the greatest economy, the greatest country in the world in terms of economy, which is the United States of America, they are going to default their loan. Okay, they are going to default their loan, and they are very worried right now, right? And last year, because of COVID, they printed money like anything. Okay, they printed money like anything, and what happened is that the value of the currency is dropping even drastically, which makes the reason why we need to save into gold even stronger. All right, and that's why if you see the gold price today, actually it went up. It went up, but then if you compare based on the gold price today versus the gold price 1 year ago, it is still low. So that's why if you see my earlier video, which I posted just like half an hour ago, where I was telling to my friends saying that the gold price is actually lower compared to 1 year ago, therefore it is a good opportunity for you to start converting your savings in the form of gold, right? So oh, hi Arthur, thank you for joining me. So typically, before I start talking about the actual thing, I want to put everybody onto the same page, where I want to make sure that everybody understands why we are doing this. All right. So like I mentioned earlier, the money printing is rampantly happening in the US, and this is the reason why the value of our paper money is going to crash. Okay, and it's going to crash even faster after this. And like I mentioned earlier, where the debt ceiling is going to be revised, and then the government of America is worried about how are they going to default. So they take so much debt, and now they are worried on how to pay back, right? So now they are worried on that, and then so if things didn't work out well, the economy will crash. Okay, and I think previously Argentina also, they took so much debt and they are not able to pay back, therefore the economy collapsed, right? And then Greece is another example, where the country, they took out so much debt, and then they are not able to pay back, and the economy collapse. And now can you imagine economy of America is going to collapse? So this is why people like Robert Kiyosaki, people like Ray Dalio. Okay, Ray Dalio also is a investor. So he talks about how you need to convert your savings into an asset. So Ray Dalio, right? His famous words are cash is trash. Okay, so his famous words are cash is trash. Simply because keeping our asset in the form of paper money, right? And the more you save your savings in the form of paper money, you are actually losing. And that is why Robert Kiyosaki also says savers are losers. Okay, it's not like he is like mocking you, right? No, it's not like Robert Kiyosaki is mocking you for saving money. He's actually telling us do not save in the form of cash. Saving is always a good thing. Okay, saving money is always a good thing because we are preparing ourselves. But here, when Robert Kiyosaki says savers are losers, he's talking about those people who save in the form of cash. That is why if you see Robert Kiyosaki, he talks a lot about gold. He says gold is a God's money. Okay, he says gold is God's money, whereas he called Bitcoin as people's money. Okay, because again, Bitcoin is something that is based on faith. Okay, so for me, instead of asking people to put in something which is not fundamentally solid, I would rather put my savings in the form of gold, because gold is something more solid, and gold is something that has been around for so many years, right? And we see all the kingdoms around the world, right? From the Islamic kingdom, from the what else, the Chinese kingdom, from the Indian kingdoms, from the Roman Empire, from the Greek Empire. All these empires, they have used gold in one form or another. So that shows how solid gold is useful across all time. Okay, so typically, yeah, so that's how the inflation, right? So inflation, basically, if I want to summarize it, is the depreciation of our currency. Okay, is how our currency is losing value. Okay, is how our currency is losing value. So if I can just use this image, right? So let me just use another one. So this is 100 ringgit. Okay, so 100 ringgit, if I want to convert into a grocery items in the year 2000, for example, I will get a trolley of grocery items. Let's say you get about 30 items. Okay, you get about 30 items, and then the same 100 ringgit, if you go 10 years later, and if you go to the same store and buy grocery items, you will be surprised that you will get lesser items. And let's say here you get maybe 20 items. Okay, and then today the same 100 ringgit will get you even lesser items, right? You get about 10 items, for example. So here, when and the thing is that we all faced this problem before. We all notice this behavior, but then we are not doing anything about it. And this is how inflation is eating away our hard-earned money, right? So at the same time, if I want to convert the same 100 ringgit into grams of gold, you can see that across time point, right? In the year 2000, I will get about 3 grams of gold. And then in the year 2010, I get about 1 gram of gold. And today I will get about 0.38 plus gram of gold. So what happened here is that, again, the value of our money has gone down so much that we need to pay more money right now, right? So it's not, the people typically say that, but Naresh, the price of goods have gone up, the price of milk has gone up, that's why I need to pay more money. All right, that is what we see from our optics. Okay, from our point of view, that is what we see. But the other side of it is that the value of our money is going down so much. Okay, when the value of money is going down so much, we need to pay more money right now. It's not a good idea, actually. It's not a good situation, and we need to do something about it, right? So here, what can we do? So Naresh, what can we do, right? So this is what I'm proposing. I'm proposing you have savings that you want to keep for long term, you convert into gold. You convert into gold, and then this gold you can keep for long term, because gold doesn't undergo any rust. It doesn't get rusted. It doesn't get destroyed. Even gold, if you want to break it into small pieces, even if they become a powder form also, they are still valuable, right? So this gold across time points, let's say for example, earlier I showed that in 2010, 100 ringgit will give us 1 gram of gold, correct? But then now, since you kept this gold from the year 2000, and then you have it, you kept it over here. So this 3 grams of gold is equivalent to 300 ringgit. correct? Because 1 gram of gold was 100 ringgit, right? So 3 grams of gold is worth 300 ringgit. So now you tell me, with 300 ringgit, do you think you can get these items over here? Most likely, yes. Right? Similarly, if you bring the same grams of gold to today, right? These grams of gold, so today is about 260 lah, just for the sake of calculation. So 3 grams of gold times 260 is about 780 ringgit. Again, with 780 ringgit, do you think you can get one trolley of grocery items? Easily, right? You can actually buy even more than one trolley of grocery items. So that is how converting our savings into grams of gold and keep the gold for long term. That is the game plan here. It's very straightforward. It's very boring, to be honest. Right? It's very boring. That is why people don't get excited when I talk about gold. People are more excited to talk about the cryptocurrency lah, talking about the other the get rich quick scheme, because they promise so many unrealistic claims. But then here the concept is very simple. You just take your savings that you want to keep for long term, you just convert into gold and keep it. That's it, right? So, and here is in the context of Singapore, because since I'm in Singapore, so I just want to again illustrate that the concept of inflation is not only true in Malaysia, it's actually across the world. Okay, it's actually across the world. In fact, earlier on I just mentioned, I was reading a news that in the year 1971, the ticket to enter Disney World in Florida in US, right? The ticket to enter Disney World in Florida was $3.50. Okay, was $3.50. And then today, the ticket to enter Disney World in Florida is $106. Okay, so that is how the price of goods have gone up, but then the power of our money, the purchasing power of our money has gone down so much. Right? So here in the context of Singapore, so in the early 1990s, I was like in primary school during these years. So one plate of chicken rice was about $1. And then as the year goes by, you can see that the price of chicken rice is increasing. So like I mentioned earlier, right? So earlier this week, I bought one plate of chicken rice and 350 wasn't enough for me, because the 350 was a very small portion. After I finished eating the chicken rice, within 2 hours, I felt hungry already. So it's not enough. And based on the study over here, based on the inflation rate of 2.5% on yearly basis, they are estimating that in 30 years time, in 2050, one plate of chicken rice will cost $10.60. $10.60. Can you imagine how crazy that is? But then our salary is not going to grow that much. Correct? Not our salary is growing very slow, but then the price of goods, the price of milk, the price of oil is increasing very fast. So we need to protect ourselves. Correct? So that's why we need to do this protection for ourselves, because no one else is going to help us unless we help ourselves. Right? And then this is also another phenomena. I want to show that the purchasing power of the US. Oh, hi Smitra, thank you for joining. Purchasing power of US is actually decreasing on yearly basis. And then this is also another situation where I want to share that when we talk about gold savings, we are not doing in isolation. Okay, we are not doing in isolation simply because the countries around the region. Okay, so if you look at the slide over here, I just zoom in on countries within Southeast Asia, for example, like Thailand, Singapore, Indonesia, right? So if you look at Thailand, their gold reserve in ton is about 244 ton, meaning they have about 244,000 kilograms of gold. Right? And in the Singapore's context, they have about 127 ton of gold, which is 127,000 kilogram of gold. So again, when these countries, they have these thousands of kilograms of gold in their portfolio, definitely they are doing this to protect themselves. They are doing this because they are worried something for worst case scenario. Correct? So if countries like this are doing this to protect themselves, we as individuals can learn from this behavior and do something for us also. Correct? So that is why converting our savings in the form of gold is something not only we do in isolation, but rather is something that everybody does. Okay, I'm just zooming in on Southeast Asia in this slide. But then if you just zoom out looking from a global scale all the big countries like the UK, Russia, China, America, all of them, they have gold in their portfolio, right? So that is the context I want to set before we can dive into the actual content lah. So basically, this is how the public goal website looks like, and then actually what I want to do is that I want to basically switch my scene, right? Can you see my screen? Web browser transition. Okay, right. Can you see my... Okay, so yeah, I forgot to set the background. It's okay, never mind. I'm learning. Okay, so basically this is the... Can I do something about this? Web browser. Okay, never mind. Let me just go through with this one. So this is how the website looks like. If you just go into publicgoal.com.my, you can just... Actually, anybody can just log in and take a look at the website lah. So here, if you notice what I did, this is how the web page looks like, and I have logged in lah. So once you log in, you will be receiving a PG code like this. So once you register, okay, so once you register, you'll be given a PG code like this. So this will be serving as your username. All right, so this will be serving as your username, and this will be how you log in. Okay, so once you log in, this is how the web page looks like, and you will see all these features lah. So you will see home, about us, product, order, event, where to buy, my gap, my account. Okay, so I think I will do a separate session just to explore the my gap portion, but today let's look at where to buy. Okay, so when you click on where to buy, you will see all this information. So you will see where are the branches of Public Gold in Malaysia. Okay, in Malaysia, because as you know, Public Gold is a Malaysian company. So they have about 14 branches around Malaysia, right? So they have all these branches. So you can see all these names lah, Alostar, Sungai Petani. They have the names of the person in charge, and then they have the address also. So they have in Penang. So Penang, there is two, because that's where the HQ of Public Gold is. And then if you just go down further, you will see Ipoh, PJ, Ampang. So I use Ampang lah, because I'm actually from KL, but then currently I'm in Singapore. Therefore, since I'm in Singapore, I want to I want to work in a way that I want to create a community in Singapore where I can provide the features or the services that is available for Malaysians to my Singaporean friends, right? So if you are a Singaporean, if you want to take advantage of these features in Public Gold, you can join me and we can build this community together, right? And then you can see, if I just go down further, there is Bangi, Selangor, and then if you just go down further, there is in Kota Baru, Kuala Terengganu, Kuantan. So you can see almost at every state lah. Okay, every state they have at least one branch. And then Negeri Sembilan, Melaka, Johor Bahru, and then Kuching. So in Sarawak there is Kuching, Miri, and in Sabah there is Kota Kinabalu, right? So there is the content for the where to buy, right? And currently, like I mentioned, I think last weekend, where from the Public Gold conference that we had, we noticed that Public Gold is actively expanding into Indonesia. Okay, they are expanding into Indonesia, meaning that they want to provide these features and the services to Indonesian community. All right, so that's when the thought came to me, saying that, okay, since Public Gold is willing to spend money to expand into Indonesia, what can I do to make Public Gold focus on Singapore? Okay, so what I do, that is why I started doing this webinar on daily basis, because I want to share this knowledge to as many people as possible, so that we can build this community together, because I alone cannot do this. Okay, if all of you can get the chance to enjoy all these features that my Malaysian friends are enjoying, the next question is, why not? Okay, so here we must know on how to get this, how to enjoy this feature. All right, so and if I can just look at the next one. So we just looked at the where to buy, right? And then okay, so let's go back to home. So at the home page, if you just scroll down, you will see the the date lah. Today is 1st of October, so I'm not using a different server or something like that, right? So you can see it's 1st of October and it was just um, refreshed in 7:55, which is just 1 minute ago. All right, and then you will see today the price of gold is 259 for 1 gram. Yesterday it was 255. So earlier on I mentioned about how the gold price went up simply because the big investors were worried. Okay, so typically when the big investors are worried on the US economy, they will quickly go to the next best asset. So then the next best, not to say the next best asset, but asset of last resort lah. Okay, because in worst case scenario, the gold will help them. So what happened is that the big investors started to buy more gold. When they start to buy more gold, the price start to go up. All right. So and then for those of you who want to start today for 100 ringgit, you will get about 0.3861 gram. Okay, which is still low compared to the price I paid last year. Last year I paid about 270 plus, and even one of my client also, she said she started with when the price was 280 plus, right? And today comparing that the gold price is 30 ringgit cheaper, I mean you are very lucky lah. Okay, you are very lucky that you can start at a lower price. But nevertheless, even like me, even though I bought it when the price was high, now what I can do is that I can buy more. When I buy more gold, basically what am I doing is that I'm bringing down my average price. Okay, so that is why when it comes to gold savings, we need to ensure that we have the knowledge. Okay, it's not like we simply buy and then so let's say if you don't understand this concept, right? I would say that, oh, I lost my money because I bought it when the price was 280 and now the price is 260, so I lost 20 ringgit. Okay, but that's not how to look at it. Okay, the way to look at it is that, yes, now the price I paid 260 is now worth 280, sorry, yeah, the price that I paid 280 earlier now is worth 260. Therefore, it is a very good price to buy more. Okay, so the typical example I give is that, let's say you were looking at the $1,000 jacket. Okay, let's say for some reason I keep talking about Prada, even though I never been to a Prada store. Let's say it's a Prada jacket. Okay, you are looking at Prada jacket, it's $1,000, but then you don't feel like you don't want to pay $1,000. Then suddenly the store is undergoing some massive sale and they're giving you 30,000 30%. Okay, they're giving you 30% discount. So $1,000 jacket is now worth $700. Okay, so $700, do you think is a good deal, or do you think it's a loss? It's a good deal, right? Therefore you go and buy. Similarly, when it comes to gold, when the gold price drops, it's actually an opportunity, not a tragedy. Right? So moving on to what we can see over here, as you go down to the page, you will see there is this table, right? You can see all these items from 10 gram up to 1 kg lah. So 1000 gram is 1 kg, right? And then you will see these two columns, PG sell and PG buy. So PG sell is the price that we pay to Public Gold in order to buy these items, and PG buy is the price that Public Gold will pay us when we hand over our item. Meaning when we want to sell to them, okay, this is the price the Public Gold will pay us. So therefore, you can see in this page, they are very transparent. They tell you upfront. Okay, they tell you upfront, if you are going to sell to us this 10 gram gold bar, this is the price we are going to pay you. And I also demonstrated previously that my 10 gram gold bar that I bought last time for 1,800 ringgit, if I choose to sell today, I will get about at least 30% gain. Even though at that time my intention at that time was to convert my savings into gold, but then just because I chose to save in the form of gold, and today if I choose to sell to Public Gold, I'm getting about 30% increment, right? So that's how beneficial converting our savings in the form of gold will help us, right? And then you can see lah, all these prices up to 1 kg. So one day I want to own this 1 kg lah. Okay, so now that since I mentioned this on a public webinar, I have to make it happen, right? So 1 kg is about 250,000. Not little, but then 1,000 grams starts from 1 gram, right? So yeah, I think we all can achieve that. So I want everybody out there to start my personal target lah. I want each and every one of you to have at least 100 gram of gold. Okay, 100 gram of gold is actually not that difficult. once you start that 1 gram per month concept, you will achieve it faster actually. All right, so I wish you all the best and wish me the best also. Right, and then you can see apart from gold bar, we also have the dinar is basically the gold coin. So yesterday I played some video on how the gold coin looks like, and the gold coin ranges from 1 dinar, 5 dinar, and 10 dinar. And similarly, we also have the PG sell and also PG buy. And then we also have silver, so you can see the color silver. So we also, apart from saving in the form of oh hi Farida, thank you for joining. So in the form of apart from gold in our gold accumulation program, we also have silver accumulation program where you can convert your savings in the form of silver and keep it for long term. Silver also is one of the precious metal, and in fact when I first started my journey in precious metals, I started with silver first. So that's why if you look at me in my gap account, I have both gold and silver lah, right? And then for silver also you can see that 100 gram up to 5 kg, then you can see the price lah. We also have the same concept, PG sell and PG buy, and they also have a gold coin, silver coin, which is known as 10 dirham. And then if you look at over here, basically these are the items which are fixed items. So we also have 0.5 gram gold bar, we have 1 gram gold bar which is worth 350. But then typically when my clients want to buy 1 gram gold bar, I don't encourage them to go for this. I will tell them to buy 1 gram from here and then just withdraw from the gap account. Okay, so by doing that they are saving money lah. So you can see here is, let's say 260, right? 260, here is 350, so the difference is about 90 ringgit. So you can save 90 ringgit by buying using the gap program. All right, of course when you want to withdraw using the gap program, there is a premium being charged, but I don't think so the premium will be exceeding 90 ringgit. Okay, the premium is very minimal actually, right? And then we also have half dinar, and then we have 5 gram. So I bought 5 gram and I put it as a motivation. Okay, because you see, when I first bought my 5 gram, it was about 800 plus. It was for 800 plus. This was back in 2018 also. I bought it for 800 plus, and today you can see it's about 1600. Okay, can you see the price? Okay, I should just okay, you're right. That looks better, right? Okay. So this is 1650. So if you see, basically that 5 gram gold bar is worth more than what I paid 3 years ago. So as I keep seeing this happening, right, that's when I begin to feel more confident on how useful this method is, right? And then so basically, yeah, the others all are the flexi bar, and then they have the gold wafer, the same concept. Like we also have the dinar, which is 22 carat. So 22 carat is basically 916, right? And again, this is based on your preference lah. But if you ask me personally, if our intention is to convert our savings for long-term appreciation, then 24 carat is the best, because 24 carat is the highest purity of gold. All right, and then yeah, I think that's what we see. And then of course if we go down, you will see all these advertisements lah, so they have all this dealership promo. And then if we next, they have this leadership seminar, okay, which is we have the plan is to go to Italy lah. Okay, so maybe one day if I get the chance, I will visit one of these places. And then they also have this GIT concept, which I kept telling, right? So in fact, we are currently running a promotion where you can do the 10 times installment for whatever items that you have in mind lah, whether is it the gold coin 1 dinar or the 10 gram gold bar, right? And then if you wish to do the home delivery, you can basically use the GIT service, and the gold bar will be delivered to you, will be delivered to your home, and it is covered with insurance, right? And then they also have all this FPX, meaning that you don't have to go to the branch to make any payment or whatsoever. Everything is done online, which is good lah. Okay, and then they are also the world first Sharia compliant gold and silver trading. Simply means that this company, whenever they sell gold item to us, they don't simply sell paper gold. Okay, it's not just a record on a piece of paper, but they have the physical gold behind the scene, meaning in their safe deposits they have the gold deposits with them, so which makes them to be Sharia compliant. Okay, so meaning for people like me, I prefer Sharia compliance simply because whenever I want to withdraw my gold, I don't have to worry whether the gold is really there or not. Okay, so this is basically important for my Muslim friends because they want to ensure that the long-term savings that they embark with public gold is based on Sharia compliance. And for me, it's a good opportunity also. Like if I can get to save in the form of gold, and there is a physical gold behind the scene to support these savings, I mean, it's a good news to me also, right? So I'm happy to hear this also lah. And then so this is also just to show the premium. So if you want to withdraw 1 gram, you get 10. You have to pay 10 ringgit. If you want to withdraw 5 gram, you have to pay 10 ringgit. So if you ask me, instead of withdrawing 1 gram, you better withdraw 5 gram lah. So if you withdraw 5 gram, you just pay the same premium 10 ringgit, right? And then if you want to withdraw, let's say 1 dinar, so 1 dinar is 10 ringgit. If you withdraw 5 dinar, is 20 ringgit. So basically, this is the premium that we need to top up. Okay, when you want to when you want to withdraw. Okay, when you want to withdraw, you have to pay extra 20 ringgit, for example, this 5 dinar, and then they will arrange. Then we can proceed with the withdrawal lah. Okay, so you pay 20 ringgit to this premium is basically to because the amount of money that we deposited earlier is based on the gold price. Okay, but then for that gold price to be presented into the gold coin, there is a lot of processes involved. Okay, you need to do the shaping of the gold coin, and then you have to do the compressing to ensure the serial number and all the designs and whatnot. So there is a cost being incurred in that process. So that is what 20 ringgit is for, right? And then to utilize the GIT program, the GIT service, we have to add on another 10 ringgit. All right. Oh, hello, sir. Tanvi Raja, sir. How are you? So this is the service that we provide under public gold, and that's how we can utilize it lah, basically, right? And then the same also is available for silver bar for 250 gram up to 5 kg. So for 1 kg gold bar is 250. I'm looking at it because I want to start preparing lah. Okay, and they also have this entrepreneur concept where you can become a dealer. So like myself, I'm a dealer where I help people to save money in the form of gold. And by doing so, public gold is going to give me incentive for this initiative, for this help that for this service that I'm providing to people, right? And then, so yeah, then it will repeat again lah. So that is how the website looks like. And you can see under public gold, they have all these businesses, okay? So I thought I can cover all this in one webinar, but I don't think so I can do that lah. So let me just go briefly. So they have PG Jewel, basically the jewelry items. So meaning for us, since we are talking about converting our savings for long-term gain, then PG Jewel probably is something that we don't have to focus much. But there are so many clients under public gold, right? So under public gold, there are also clients who like to buy jewelry items. So for that purpose, public gold has a PG Jewel arm. They also have a PG Jewel section where they also provide the jewelry items lah. Okay, and then public save is basically the safe deposit. This is just the corporate video. I think if you click this, you will go to the YouTube. Okay, and then PG Museum is where you can find all the most of the items like the what do you call it, the lunar calendar items or the Harimau Malaya items. All these will be placed in the PG Gold Museum. And then Thai Folk is just another brand where we have our gold bar. And then this is just Sharia compliant. I think if you click this, it will bring you to the website where you have the Amani advisor, right? The entity that provided us the Sharia compliance. It will lead us to that website. And then the KDE is basically the Aranu partner. Basically, like I mentioned earlier, let's say if you need some urgent cash, right? So the goal can basically save you, or basically can help you to provide urgent cash. How? By pledging this gold to this KDE, and you can get the quick cash credited to your account. All right, and you can either do this using your physical gold or using the virtual gold that you have in the account. right? And then PG Mall, of course, is another format of e-commerce platform that is being initiated by Public Gold. And then Aurora Italia is also another arm under Public Gold, where they sell the limited edition items with the specific brands like Marvel, like the Boy, and then what other brands? Disney. So they have so many items lah. Okay. So again, these are more suitable for the collectors lah. Okay. So you know, like when we were school days, we used to collect stamps, right? But of course, Public Gold don't sell stamps lah. They sell gold, right? So you can buy limited edition gold depending on what do you like. So if you like Iron Man, so there is a gold bar with the Iron Man design. So if you like Black Panther, so we also have the gold card with the gold bar with the Black Panther design, something like that, right? And then if I just go back up, I just click this again, what do I see? So we just saw the home page, and then about us. Let's see about us. What can you find in about us? Okay, so you have all these lah. Okay, I think if I go through all these things, I think I will exceed the time lah. Okay, I don't want to go too much time, but you can always go to this website and click about us, and you can see all this information, right? And then basically the content of this webinar, I want to go through this. Okay, if you click on the product, you will see all these items. Okay, you will see all these items, and then you can see there are gold items, there are silver items, and then there is a PG Mall, PG Jewel. So this is what I spoke about just now, right? PG Jewel, they have the jewelry items. And then Aurora Italia is basically remember I told you about the Marvel, the Disney, right? And then they also have the post exclusive. So this was how I got to know about Public Gold lah. So like I mentioned, I went to this shopping mall, and then they were having this Post Malaysia was having the exhibition. Okay, they were conducting an exhibition to talk about the history of Post Malaysia and all that. So out of all the things that they were presenting, I got attracted to one corner where they were putting the gold items. So I thought it's a fake item, right? So when I go and when I go to the place, and then I ask them what is this, and then they say, oh, we also have gold items, we collaborated with Public Gold, blah blah blah. Then I said, how much is this? They said, okay, now we are having promotion, it's about 1,800. So I said, okay, I'll buy. Okay, and that is the gold bar that if I choose to sell today, I will get about 30% gain. Okay, even though at that time I didn't think of this gain or something like that. My intention is to protect, my intention is to buy these grams of gold, and just to give it a try. Okay, so meaning in other words, I just converted my savings into gold, right? And by doing so, I'm seeing the benefit already, which is why I wanted to start doing this, and share this knowledge to a lot of you. Okay, so when you start doing this, it's going to be beneficial for you, because you earn your money so much, you earn your money so hard, and then since the money is going to reduce in value, you need to do something about it. And gold can help you to protect the money. All right, and then yeah, I think I will just stop here lah. Okay, maybe I will do another session to go through each and every one of them. So for now, I think what I will do, I will go back to my scene. Okay, I think the scene is back. I'm looking at my phone lah at the same time, because I want to make sure that everything okay. All right, so I'm back. So if I just go back to my slide. So yeah, this is the program I was telling about lah, on how you can protect your savings in the form of gold with as little as 100 ringgit. Okay, so if you aim to collect 100 gram, for example, so you can start by buying 1 gram. So today 1 gram is about 259 ringgit. It's very cheap compared to what I bought last time was for 280. So today the gold price is cheap, so you can start protecting your savings in the form of gold, and by keeping it for long term, the gold price goes up, and at the same time your savings is protected, right? So here if you look at the plan, right, where you can see that first of all, to open the account is free of charge. There is no charge being incurred on you, and there is no annual fee, right? And then since you keep your grams of gold into this platform, they are not going to charge us any fee. Okay, if that is your concern, because some people, they talk to me, but Naresh, let's see, if I keep putting my money there, let's see if I have $10,000 worth of gold there, are they going to charge me any fee or not? Okay, the answer is no. Okay, every deposit that we make is going to be converted into grams of gold. And these grams of gold will collect 1 gram, 2 gram, 3 gram, right? So until at one point it becomes 1,000 gram. So even though you have 2,000 gram, public gold is not going to charge you any fee. The only fee will charge you is when you want to withdraw. Okay, so remember I showed you the premium table. If you want to withdraw 5 gram, you have to pay 10 ringgit for the premium, and then for 1 kg is 250. I still remember because I'm aiming for that. So if I want to withdraw 1 kg, I just have to pay public gold 250 gram, 250 ringgit, and then they will give me the 1 kg gold bar, right? So yeah, that is all. But then let's see, if you keep the grams of gold for 10 years, 20 years, for example, there is no charge will be incurred on you. Okay, and then everything is done online, 24/7 online, and then is backed by physical gold because of the Sharia compliance, right? So that is how useful this program is. If you want to give it a try, you can start with just 100 ringgit. Okay, so just try with 100 ringgit, test the system yourself, and then as you become more comfortable, then you can adjust your budget accordingly, right? And then so yeah, basically that is the end of my presentation. I'm so sorry if I overshoot the timing. I thought I can cover so many things under the time, but what I will do, perhaps I can do another session to look through maybe other parts of the website to give you a better understanding on what is it all about. Okay, maybe you as a third person, when you explore the website, you get confused because there are so many prices here and there. What is it, the difference between Thai folk, and then you have the PG Mall, and then you have the Aurora Italia? Maybe you get confused. But perhaps if I do a session like this, if I go through the section one by one, then you get better understanding. But by all means, you can also contact me lah. You can contact me, and I'll be helpful. I will be able to help you. All right. So with that said, thank you so much for your attention. I will be able to, for your contact, if you can just click on the WhatsApp link in the comment section. I will see you tomorrow with another topic. Until then, stay safe, take care, bye bye.